figured I'd try and capture some songwriting process. I'm here in the room where I do all the recording. So I'm going to sit down at the keyboard. So for the good sweat, I've been trying to start on piano, and I'm going to see what comes out. One thing to keep in mind when I sit down to the piano and I start playing is that like my highest note that I can sing is an G now, maybe an A. Maybe the highest note I can hit is an A, maybe B flat. So, and that's, well, so that's like gonna be my highest note. So I gotta put that note somewhere 2/3 of the way through the song so the thing builds, and then you know, recapitulation and the song ends. So I do have to keep in mind what my register is. Writing in the key of A, you know, means that the highest note I can sing is the octave, is the root of the scale. If I want the highest note in the song to be the fifth of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I want it to peak and I'm going yeah, then A is not my key. You know, A is the fifth note of the D scale. 3, 4, 5. So if I want that highest note to be like really, you know, top of my range, and it's the fifth of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 5, then I would sing in D. So this is like some of the considerations I go through. This is a pretty standard time signature 4/4 at 90, and I've been writing at 110 or 120, so this would give me a different feel. Yeah, not loving anything yet, so I'm just gonna turn this metronome on. I'm gonna like not aim, and I'm gonna see what happens if I don't aim for the keys. Gross. Yeah, it sounds like Mr. Bungle now. Alright, go 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I could do? So what's going on is I can't think of a thing. Nothing's coming to me by doing piano first. Sometimes a word comes to me first. Sometimes a lyric comes to me first. And so I'm sweeping dog hair. And I'm just not going to force it too much at the piano. Although I think I could probably sit there for long enough, something would start to appear. But I'm going to think of a different way to write a song and share with you if I think of one. While I'm sweeping, obviously I'm talking to ducks. And I was like, yeah, you guys have a lot of hair here. And it's not that I don't love you, because I do. But, you know, gotta clean up, gotta clean it out. So, but that could be like, it isn't. But that could be the kind of place that a lyric could come from. Talking to dogs and say, listen, you know, it's not that I don't love you, because I do, but boopa doopa 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 doo. And then you have like the beginning of a lyric and a song. Not that I'm gonna run with that one, but like, I thought that was a good, if I'm gonna share the process, like, seriously could come from something that stupid. I'm going to go through old recordings, and I'm going to see if I find something in there that I love. And a lot of it is like little snippets, little riffs, maybe on guitar, and or even vocal ideas. You know, there's a lot of these like old recordings that I have to look through. I have a guitar recording that's older, where I just played a few chords and sang a little. I could do some piano too, so I'm gonna try and I'm gonna go with that because it gives me room to. you know, like I have room at the top of my range for you know, some sort of climactic part of the song to go a little higher. So I like this key. This is the key. It was in B flat. I don't know why I was playing B flat on guitar. It must have been for my range. And so I'm going to play with this more on piano here. I have a melody, so now it's going to be, for writing a song, when I have the melody before the words, it's just where do words fit on that melody. And before I even start picking any word, sometimes like a little phrase will come to me, I'll write the words around it. But before I start even like trying to do that, on this song, like it's got a vibe. The vibe of this song, you know, it's a 1-5-7-4. It's like not very sad. It's not a sad song. So like, you know, did some break up? Like that's like those lyrics are easy to write. They come to you quickly. Is it some breakup? No, not really, because it's like, you know, it's more hopeful than that. It's more like, so anyway, I'm going off of vibe. So this is a more up, it's not an upbeat thing, but it's, I hear hopeful. So oh my God, that chord. You know, I mean, I hear like, it's kind of like major, it's kind of happy, or if not happy, it's not so fast that it's like frantic happy. It's more like it's hopeful. That's right. That's what I get from that. It's like, you know what? It's like thoughtful and hopeful. Thoughtful because it's not fast. Hopeful because it's like sort of major chords and they tend to like resolve back, which gives you hope for the future kind of thing. So like, I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting from the song. So I'm trying to think of times in my life, experiences in my life that remind me of feeling that way. So, you know, off the top of my head, like childhood is like that. There's like so much before you. There's so much more that you can do. And there were definitely parts of my childhood I think were good, and it'd be nice to have an homage like in a song. Or times in a relationship that things were good, or a friendship that matters and I'm grateful for, or like maybe gratitude generally, or something like that. So I'm going to sort of ponder these topics and see if one of those, you know, brings some lyrics together for me. So the melody is kind of like and given what I was talking about before with gratitude, I thought, well, actually it sort of fits if I said, you know, hey, I just wrote to say thank you. And there actually was a period in my life when I you know, like a week in my life when I wrote a bunch of thank you letters to a bunch of people who had been, you know, who made me, from whom I'd learned lessons that I'd made meaningful change in my life. So I think there's something really special about writing a letter to somebody or writing a note to somebody and letting them know they made an impact. And, you know, makes me think maybe I should do it again. But anyway, hey, I just wrote to say thank you, like actually sort of fits. I don't know if I'm going to use that. And if I don't use that, I'm not going to use this video. But I just thought I'd throw that in. So you saw, like, that just came to me. I have nothing else but, you know, hey, I just wrote to say thank you. And hopefully not that wrong note. I'm trying to get into more storytelling and challenging myself a little bit with lyrics to do something different. And I think like a thank you note is really kind of a cool idea for a song and meets the mood. My first hesitation is, well, you know, songs have choruses. This is probably gonna be the chorus. And like, hey, I just wrote to say thank you is not gonna show up a bunch of times in one letter, but now I'm thinking it could be different letters. Each verse chorus, or each chorus verse, whichever way I could be, hey, just to say thank you, da 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 da, you know, mom, and hey, just to say thank you, first grade teacher. But this is how I've been songwriting lately. Give yourself a little challenge. And I like that I kind of have like the idea behind this one. I think that's a cool idea anyway. Whether it comes together that way, we'll see. And then it goes, it builds on this chord. I like the idea of maybe pausing there. And then, you know, Stevie Wonder did a lot of like changing keys for the verses from the choruses. But I think switching just to the 5 chord, Like it's just the 5 and the 4 chord, but they do have a kind of a. You get like a little bit of a spacey vibe because of the way they lay together. You know, and they obviously they go 4/5 right back up to the 1 to the B flat chord. So I like that. That's a different feel. I don't think it's a technically a modulation to a different key, but it definitely feels like it, and I like that it's a different vibe. I can find, you know. Anyway, I'm trying to pretty up the chords, and it looks like I might have like a. This happens. I just realized I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in a while, and I've spent, since the last time I ate, almost getting nothing done until I started putting stuff together here. So like maybe like 2.5 hours of work for like, 10 productive minutes, but then everything else is going to be super productive, as you'll see. While I ate, I kind of like said, well, I'm going to have to solve this problem of rhyming thank you, right? And then I was like, not loving the idea of rhyming thank you. So I was like, well, I was thinking of not rhyme. Because I mean, it's like a cryptogram. Like you have to solve little piece by little piece, but then the picture fills in and then things happen faster. So anyway, I sat down and I said, okay, say I'm going with the lyric, hey, I just wrote to say thank you, or flows off the tongue a little better to say, so I just wrote to say thank you, which would mean that the chorus would refer to the previous verse. But anyway, because it's so it's like continuing. So, hey, I just wrote to say thank you. And then I was like, you know what people don't do? Actually mail letters. And I did do that. I did do that to a few people when I had this phase of writing people thank you letters. So these are super tentative lyrics, but they're coming together sort of. So I just wrote to say thank you. I sealed and mailed this note, even though it's now old school, or even though it's now old school. I think I'll go up and then back down. Because the next thing that happens is it goes it like gets like bigger, or it's like that would be a moment or a statement, and I think it should be something like because you changed my life, which actually like flows real nice too. Because you changed my life, and it's like a little like moving, and true in a few cases. So I can think of people who I might like. There's a reference in this song. Hey, I just wrote to say thank you. I sealed and mailed this note, even though that's so old school. I had to let you know I've been wondering lately just how you're doing now. 'Cause you changed my life. I look back and smile. my computer's still here, so I'm gonna get piano recorded on here so that I can hear this chorus with it, maybe play with it a little bit, but also so I can get the verse piano down. And I'd rather work off of the piano on here and start piecing things together, because that sometimes just sliding pieces. I have a verse, I have a chorus. You can do this. You can cut and paste things. Might start helping me get together a song form. All right, so I just played this. I just played this thing and the chorus. And just to give you an idea, I'm going to select a note, select all. I'm going to get these quantized to the quarter note so that they'll sound better. So if you played them before, you'd have heard they were out of time. Now they're perfectly in time. And again, more common that this would ring and this would ring over this note. It's funny because it forces you to become like sort of an expert in what's actually happening instead of just playing without thinking. Hey, I just wrote to say thank you. I still remember the song, even though it's so soon. I had to let you know I've been wondering just how you're doing now. 'Cause it changed my life. I look back and smile. And a verse would come in. Metronome. Cool. So, and you see that I know I'll sing over this. I know about what I'll sing over that. So some of that might change. And then what I sing over this, I had the harmonizing thing, but like anyway, what lyrics I sing over it is something to work on next. Because at some point it'll either go chorus, verse, or it'll go verse, chorus. But either way, chorus, verse, chorus has to fit. I believe I've done that. And also written the words to the first verse. 'Cause it changed my life, I look back and smile. And verse. Let's find our old movie stars from the place in California, from when we make a whole day of it. Sneaking movies till we had to quit. It didn't end up our way, but we'll never forget those days. So I wrote to say thank you. So they fit. Also, like the verse, this is a thing that happened where I would sneak into movies with my ex-girlfriend. We would pay for one, and then we sneak movies till we had to quit because we were like, oh my god, I can't watch another freaking movie. But we'd just plan the itinerary of the day, and then this one ends and this one starts. Anyway, I think a lot of kids did that, but we did in California, and so cool. So it's a true story. It's actually not somebody I wrote a thank you note to, but this song can be the thank you note. It does go dark right before it gets to the. This is a little bit dark. Right, so it gets a little dark. But I think that matches the lyric that says, it didn't go our way, but we'll never forget those days. And I think that that's true for anybody who's no longer in somebody's life, like an ex. But I don't know if they'll all be exes. Maybe some will be like, friends I don't talk to her anymore or something like that. Yeah. So now I've finished 2 verses. Also got choked up writing the second one, finding the right words to put in, but capturing that time. So all good signs. So now I've done 3 verses worth of words. The chorus will mostly stay the same for every time. So as I have it laid out now, it's going to go, my decision was verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus. So I'm just going to, here's the letter, most of the letter I'm writing, or anyway, implications of it by memories with someone, and then it's so I decided to write you. So it goes verse, and then so I decided to write you chorus. And so it does that 3 times right now. I need to think of a bridge, or decide if there's no bridge, or decide if
what the bridge will be a guitar solo, or if that guitar solo, if that's the case, or some sort of musical interlude, would be over same or different music.
So I have a song form. It's not going to have a bridge. It's going to have a guitar solo. So that was a decision that I made. So we're there. Might do a Change My Life extension somehow in the end, even though I got a double chorus at the end. Okay. And I'm going to do these vocals. I have, what's cool is I have a little stand on my mic thing that I can look at my lyrics on my phone, my other phone, my old phone. So I'm doing that. I got the popper stopper and the mic attached to like sort of my standing desk here. Anyway, about to do vocals on 2 songs. One I wrote Friday, one I wrote Saturday, but let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm at a point in the recording where the vocals are done, and I'm going to put a bass line down now. And I think that the verse of this song, which I think is going to be called This Note at this point, I think that the verse is sparse enough and would fit a bass line like the kind that I like, which is like a bass line from like 3 Days by Jane's Addiction is like one of my favorite, I don't know if it's one of my favorite bass lines. It's one of my favorite appearances of bass in a rock song because it's just this ostinato, like repeating thing. You know, it's wrong key. But anyway, it's this cool repeating bass line. I think there's room for that in this song. Now that I like this bass line, I think I actually want to keep it, and it's kind of complex, I think I actually want to keep it simple in the beginning and work my way up to it. So the more complex bass line, what's cool is it can come in the second verse, and in the second verse, the lyrics are talking about when I was a freshman bassist in a senior band. So I'm actually talking about the bass when the bass sort of like picks up. So I think that's a cool thing. So I'm going to go with that. Okay, so I started putting down the bass line now after I thought it through. I did decide not to use a pick. It just sounds so much better not to use a pick. And the other thing I get is feel, right? So I'm just going to give an idea for what I mean by feel for the bass. This right here is the kick drum that you see in this file, in this recording of the drums. Right? So what I did was I put the bass on the kicks. That's like you're supposed to do that every time the drummer hits the kick. The other thing I did was I used a little bit of space in between notes. And space in between notes can be, for you bass players out there, space in between notes can be ignored, and you just put the notes as close together as you want for like a truly legato, like note to note abutting. But I like to put space in rhythmically, meaning 1, 2, 3, and. So on 3 it disappears, on and it reappears. And the disappearance of a note and of a sound, of a tonic, quality is just as important as its appearance. So this is what Miles Davis was talking about, space between the notes. But this is how a bass line I think should be, and I like how this came out, even though it's super simple. All it is 2 notes played 4 times, but you hear it disappear. So anyway, that's something I did here. And then later, like I said, when I get to the next verse. So there's that fun bass line, a little more fun bass line, and it's happening right when I say freshman bassist in a senior band. All right, so I'm about to solo. Okay, I have myself going through my computer, out my monitor speakers. This is my fan, my only fan. I'm gonna have this is right into the chorus here. So what I have to do is I'm going to turn on solo. It's going to repeat the solo over and over and over. I'm going to play over it every time, and then I'm going to listen for I'm going to record everything in case I have a good idea, and then piece something together once I hear a couple good ideas I had. Sorry if it ruins the magic to think that I didn't do a solo that was fully improvised. You got a few measures of something not horrible, but I want it to be perfect and awesome. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. That's how it happens though. Start to get the beginning, and then pieces fall in, right? So. I like gross stuff like that. Okay, cheater checking in. I did come up with some parts for a solo. I have to learn how to play them together so I can get a few takes of me running the whole thing. Okay, I got the guitar solo. I'm happy with how it came out. Let's hear it now. So that's what I got so far. Collection of riffs, basically. There goes. Okay, well, since the guitar solo of the song has been wrapped up, all it took after that point was a little mixing. By a little mixing, I mean painstakingly changing the volume of every word of the song, make sure they're audible, and then hating how things are in relation to other, and then rearranging and changing them. And so just doing that for just 12 or 16 hours. So song is done now. I'm now working on a lyric video, and that's really the last thing I do on these songs. I think I took you through the whole process. I didn't leave too much out, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was something educational. I know it's going to be something cool for me to look back on, especially because the song is done now. You forget where you've been, so I have a finished song now, and I'm going to forget the moment I came up with the piano thing or the bass thing or the guitar thing or the vocals or whatever. So it's going to be fun for me to put together too. But anyway, end of my process. Thanks for joining me for it, and I hope it was cool.